Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video and I thought to share with you guys where a lot of people are actually reacting to the fact that the orange man was like he's going to remove daylight savings because he feels that daylight savings is so inconvenient, and this got a lot of people reacting. I'm just going to grow the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright lovelies, let's
Donnie
dive
Boy
into
said
it.
he's getting rid of daylight savings time because it's an inconvenience to him. Y'all voted for this man. But since we're gonna talk about inconveniences, let's get rid of rent. That's a fucking inconvenience. Credit scores, we're the only ones that do that shit. That's an inconvenience. The fucking yellow light, what is the point? Because nobody slows the fuck down, everybody speeds the fuck up. That's an inconvenience. The hood may be mad at me for, but the front and the back of the bread, that's an inconvenience. Health insurance, that's an inconvenience. Because let's be real, healthcare should be free. Renewing your fucking license, that is an inconvenience. Student loan debt, there is an inconvenience. This man is literally beefing with the sun. We got more problems than that, my boy. It's like he wants to be God. Let me shut up. He does want to be God. And a lot of y'all idiots think he is God. Benjamin Franklin would get out of his grave and slap the shit out of Donald Trump if this happened. The reason for daylight savings time is to literally make use of the daylight. The sun is still gonna come up when the sun comes up. Farmers and agricultural people use that daylight time to harvest food quicker. The only thing that's changing is our clock to go with the sun. That's it. But go off, he doing everything else crazy. He might as well add this shit to the list.
So Donald Trump just said he wants to get rid of daylight savings time, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know the difference between daylight savings time and standard time. So daylight savings time, the one he wants to get rid of, is where the clock moves forward an hour, where the sun sets later, and therefore it stays lighter out for longer. Then there's standard time, where the clock moves back an hour, where the sun sets earlier, and therefore it gets darker sooner. So Donald Trump wants us to permanently exist in that time zone, the one where it has less sunlight, and he wants to eliminate the time zone where there is more sunlight. I think most Americans prefer daylight savings time. So again, Donald Trump seemingly doesn't know the difference between the two, or maybe he actually does want us all to exist in a country where it gets darker sooner, where there's less sunlight and it's more gloomy and bleak, which wouldn't surprise me because that seems to be the type of guy who Donald Trump is.
Okay, you've probably seen that there's discussion from President-elect Donald Trump about the possibility of ending daylight saving time altogether. What would that mean in Denver? It would mean that our latest sunset of the year would be earlier. So currently, our latest sunset of the year, which is usually in June or early July, is at 8:34 p.m. It would, if you got rid of daylight saving time, become 7:34 p.m. or about there. Twilight would probably not go past about 8 p.m. So we'd have earlier last sunsets of the year. Sunrises would be crazy early. You'd be talking about 4:30 a.m. sunrises. Right now, our earliest sunrise of the year is in June, July, and it is about 5:30 a.m. You'd be talking about 4:30 sunrises. Keep in mind, you'd also throw in twilight as well. So the sun officially comes up at 4:30. You'd be talking about that twilight probably as early as just before 4 a.m. So you'd be getting that sun before through the blinds pretty early in that case. By the way, for the rest of Colorado, if you're watching me from Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, Grand Junction, just alter these times by about 15, 20 minutes, depending on exactly where you are. But these are relatively close times compared to what you got in your part of the state. What do you think? Let me know in your comments.
So Donald Trump says he's going to get rid of daylight savings time because it's an inconvenience and is very costly to our nation. I think I can name about 17 things that are more inconvenient than daylight savings. Shall we? Student loans, insurance deductibles, credit scores, $2,000 or $3,000 one-bedroom apartments. Oh, I don't know, Donald Trump. The price of groceries. Not being able to turn on red. Not knowing whether it's just a regular Ford or it's a cop. Paying $50 for a check-on bag. Beyonce not dropping the visuals for Renaissance. Having to fill up my car with gas. You get my drift. There's many more things that are more inconvenient and more costly than daylight savings time. This is what y'all voted for. This is what y'all wanted. In what world does it... You know what? Thoughts and tariffs. Thoughts and tariffs to every single one of you.
Now, if there is one policy that I feel very strongly about, it's daylight saving time. And I think a lot of y'all were confused as to what Donald Trump meant by this tweet. Maybe he was confused himself. But this is what he said. The Republican Party will use its best efforts to eliminate daylight saving time, which has a small but strong constituency, but shouldn't. Daylight saving time is inconvenient and very costly to our nation. I want to make something very clear to y'all. Daylight saving time is when we spring forward. It is not when we fall back into standard time. We are currently in standard time right now, and I hate it. I hate it. So what do you mean you want to get rid of daylight saving time? This Xbird user posted a poll asking people, do you prefer when it gets dark later or when it gets dark earlier? 81% at this time said they prefer when it gets dark later. You know what that is? That's daylight saving time. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I love when the clocks go back because I get an extra hour of sleep. You know what I'm thinking about the next day? It's 5 o'clock and I could be home if them damn clocks didn't go back, because my body is going to eventually adjust. Like what? So here's a chart to break down how everything is if you are not quite understanding it just yet. And I feel like this is a difference of being like a morning person or a night person. So with the standard time, when you wake up in the morning early, it's probably going to be light outside. But I'm a nighttime person. So when I wake up, I really do like it to still be dark. And then I'm getting ready to start my morning. A lot of y'all don't see it that way, but that's just how I roll. And there has also been studies and research linking seasonal depression to daylight saving time, whether it be the clocks going forward or them going back, especially them going back. I was born the first week of November, so I always have to tell myself it's around my birthday time. I know the clocks are going back and I'm celebrating, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, seasonal depression might be hitting me again. But I really want to know how y'all feel. What would y'all prefer? Do y'all prefer the clocks to stay in standard time or stay in daylight saving time? Make sure you like, share, follow, and comment how you feel.
Okay, so the idea of daylight savings came from Benjamin Franklin's essay in the 1700s, where he was like, you guys are wasting all the candles by sleeping all day and not waking up with the sun. Then, like 100 years later, this guy in New Zealand named George Hudson was like, okay, but can we actually set the clocks back like 2 hours so I can have some more time outside collecting bugs? Then fast forward to World War I, and Germany was like, you know what, maybe this idea isn't so crazy after all, let's save some energy. And then everybody else was like, you know what, fine, we'll do it too. The United States just wasn't really here for it and then got rid of it like a year later. Then they brought it back again for World War II. And then after the war, they told everybody do what you want, and literally no one knew what time it was. And then since everyone was so confused in 1966, they were like, okay, if you're going to use DST, you have to start it on this day and end it on that day. States currently have the right to choose whether or not they want to do DST at all, but most states just keep it in out of convenience and tradition, even though it doesn't really save energy anymore.
President Donald Trump just announced that when he takes office, he's going to get rid of daylight savings time. It's gone. Finito. Done. No more springing forward. No more falling back. No more being late or early for church. In a post on Truth Social, he wrote, the Republican Party will use its best efforts to eliminate daylight savings time, which has a small but strong constituency, but shouldn't. Daylight saving time is inconvenient and very costly to our nation. This is something that I've been waiting for my entire life. Why are we springing forward? Why are we falling back? What is going on? I'm not at all shocked that this is happening because with the advent of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have been tasked with finding places where the government wastes a lot of money, and daylight savings time is one of those places where the government wastes a lot of money. I mean, seriously, you don't know how expensive it is to change your clock back and forth twice a year. The amount of missed work and man hours is ridiculous. But you know who's really been pushing to put an end to this whole ridiculous back and forth clock thing? Florida Senator and soon to be Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Why? Because he's from Florida. And in Florida, we have a lot of businesses that require as much daylight as possible. People don't like to go to the beach when it's dark, and if it gets darker earlier, then people don't go to the beach. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I sure hope it's before the spring because I hate losing that hour. I need my beauty sleep.
President Trump is vowing to stop daylight saving time. I think we all agree that we do not want daylight saving time. I think it's so stupid. I hate it. You go outside and it's like dark outside and it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're like, what in the world? And it's because of daylight saving time. So I think we all can say that we agree that daylight saving time needs to go. So who else agrees? Do you think daylight saving time? Do you agree with Trump? It needs to go.
Like, seriously, lovelies, this news about daylight saving being so inconvenient has actually sparked the whole of the internet reacting. Like, a lot of people are actually comfortable with it. Why so many people are also uncomfortable? Like, it actually has to do with a two-way thing. Some people, on the other hand, was like, this actually, benefits farmers a lot, and so why get rid of it? Why the other people were like, oh, it's so cool, they love it, it's a very new development. Like, it has to do with maybe individual preferences. I decided to put it up here so that we all can actually deliberate and know what, I want to actually know what you guys think. But the thing is that what I noticed is that a lot of people were like concerned with the fact that arrangement is not actually, trying to put something that is more important on deck to tackle. He's all around, beating around the bush. Meanwhile, there is something that he really needs to look into that is more important. I think this is the reason why a lot of people were having, misreactions with the fact that the life savings shouldn't or should not be removed and all of that. Another thing is that let's talk about healthcare. Let's talk about this healthcare that has caused so many, troubles and got a lot of people reacting with Luigi and the rest. Okay, he was talking about something that is inconvenient. But the truth is that a lot of people, solely depend on healthcare. A lot of people, need healthcare to survive. But it's as if it is very, very expensive to afford. It is so inconvenient to meet up with your, healthcare. And because of all of the things surrounding healthcare and the way at which it treats especially the poor individuals, it has, gotten to the extent that something needs to happen for it to be talked about. I am talking the reference of, Luigi and the controversy that have, actually turned the whole of internet talking. This young man, due to from what I have seen or researched about, I think it's someone that have actually lost or have had this grudge with the way at which the healthcare system is run, and because of that, and with the way at which I think he's being treated by it, because of that, it actually aggravated him to maybe do whatever he feels that he have to do to get people's attention to that. Which the approach that he actually, took in trying to send his message is wrong. But the thing is that the deed has already been done. But this is just what every other person face. This is just, what like average person complain. A lot of people have shared their stories on how disappointing the healthcare system is and how inconvenient it is. When you need them the most, it's when they will keep on denying you access to your life. Like, seriously, this is something that is so inconvenient that really need to be tackled. And with the fact that this thing going around with, it's actually should be the first priority. Like, how are we going to end this? How are we going to tackle this? That got a lot of people, instead of them to be so emotional about what happened, they are all just no concerned. They are just about running their life. A lot of people were even there laughing and jubilating and dancing about it. So this is something that needs to be, talked about, spark a concern, like, wow, because it's involved a lot of people, especially the middle, the poor, and people that cannot afford healthcare. Seriously. That is why I think people are just reacting to the fact that, oh, this dude is just all about doing something that, probably want to look like a god or something. Seriously, lovelies. When I saw this update and I see the way at which people are reacting to it, a lot of people were like 100% they're in support. While some people were like, okay, we don't care, but we just really need you to do something that you have promised. And with what he actually talked about, reduction of grocery prices and not able to do it after he has promised it, it's just something that is so laughable. This is it's just something that is laughable, that have got people reacting in different manners, But with that being said, there are so many other things that is really need to be looked into. Like the way at which the first sister, there was teach her video, she was talking about, the healthcare and every other thing that she mentioned in her speech, and which I think she's right. Seriously. There are so many other things as well. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here to educate ourselves, inform ourselves, share ideas and all of that. And if you're stumbling across my channel for the very first time, I want to use this medium to say a very big shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming. To those people that actually wished me well on my birthday, your prayers, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the love, the support, the prayers and all of that. And a lot of people have been giving me so many suggestions on this channel on how I want to run. Your suggestions are very welcomed and I am actually putting them all down. Thank you so much. Share this video, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think. Do you think that is a very welcoming idea, or do you think that is just something that, leave it in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Watch up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, so please share, subscribe, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.